Hi, my name is Gabby and welcome to my channel, Gabby on Paper. In today's video, I'm going to budget out my second paycheck of October using YNAB. So let's go ahead and get started. Before we get into assigning the money, I do have two overspent categories that I want to look at. So I'm going to go to the view categories and see what I have. Okay, so it looks like my entertainment category is overspent by $2.89. Oh yeah, and that's because I went to the movies, and between the movie ticket and the snacks at the movies, I spent like 30 bucks. At home, I went to Italy on my solo day while my boyfriend was in Utah, treated myself to lunch, and I ended up buying some bowls that I had my eyes on. Rather than covering this from the ready to assign, I'm going to move some money around. The bowls were part of my wish form. It's a wish list item. And I'm just going to close these. Yeah. When I purchased the bowls, I had decided that I was going to move the $20 from the diamond tennis bracelet category, move it up to the bowl category to help fund this. So I'll do that now. So if I move the full amount, that means I had $34 available to spend, which is still not enough. What I decided to do, rather than recording the transaction in the wish list line, I am going to transfer these $34 to the home category and record the transaction there because the bowls are a home purchase. So that leaves both of these at 0. I'm going to go ahead and hide this line. I've decided that I don't want to be working towards my tennis bracelet right now. It's so much money that just doesn't, I have other priorities, other things I'd rather get a little sooner than a $1,500 tennis bracelet. So I'm moving that back down. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to add to my wish farm. So when I do, I'll let you guys know. But if we go back up to home, you can see that the $34 were moved to here, and then the transaction for Italy's bowls is right here for $35.28. The $1.28 difference I'm just going to take from my home category since it's a home purchase. So yeah, let's go back to my categories here. So I've overspent $2.89. I'm actually going to cover this from the treats category, and that's because what put me over were my snacks at the movies. So I figured that's a good place to pull it from. So now if I go and select all the categories, I can see that October is underfunded by $2.89, but that's just the $2.89 that I pulled from treats and sent to entertainment. So I am not going to fund that. I'll just leave it at as is. I have $6.84 left to spend on treats and only like 3 or 4 days left in the month. So I think I'll be okay. If I need to, though, I can spend more and just move things from one of these other categories. So today we have $1966.80 to assign. That is my full paycheck. And I did have, I think, 6 hours of overtime are included in there. So that's what we'll be assigning today. And with every paycheck, I am going to be funding at least half of my rent, and I'm hoping to get ahead at some point. I just don't know when that will be. We're going to send the $609.75 that goes to my joint account with my boyfriend to pay for the rent and utility fee and the ComEd bill. I'll put all that towards rent. Then that leaves me with $1357.05 to get the rest funded. So I want to take care of kind of like the more important categories right now. I'll come back to the focus on now. So we'll fund the buffer and emergency fund. We'll need $13.70 for that, just a small amount that I'm putting away each month until I can focus on that a little bit more. We'll skip the rest of the rent. We'll take care of that with my next paycheck, which is the first one in November. All the subscriptions are funded. The yearly subscriptions are funded, so that's good. Variable expenses. So we'll send $250 to groceries, $250 to dining out. Yep, $60 to entertainment. So for my variable expenses, I am sending $635 is what I've set as like my base for each month. For all my Gabby stuff, we'll go ahead and take care of everything, which is like personal shopping, clothes, shoes, accessories, any hobby spending, a massage, funding my birthday, and a haircut. All of that is $120, so we'll go ahead and fund that. I don't know if you can hear that. That's a plane or a helicopter or something. And then, since I'm no longer actively working towards the tennis bracelet, I'm going to go ahead and just move these $10 to ready to assign. Okay, let's get back to this. So we're down in the sinking fund area. I need to send $50 towards gifts, which will I use it in November? I don't think I'll use it in November, but I'll have to use it for December, my nephew's birthday. And then $25 towards home. These are obviously sinking funds, so any amount that I have in each fund will just roll over month after month to create a little savings account for each one. The same thing applies towards my categories. These are just sinking funds that are related to me personally that I'm hoping to build up over time. So now that that is taken care of, let's go back up to, I'm going to send $120 to my Apple card, just trying to get that paid off. And I think that takes care of everything. Let's take a look. We'll do this, but we'll take away that, and we'll take away rent, because I know I'll be working on that with my next paycheck. Yeah. So I am completely funded in all categories but rent and the focus on now, which we'll be working on now. So I need $399.98 to fund the rest of my trip to Cancun. And this is after increasing my budget. It'll bring my total to $1,500. I think I'm going to go ahead and take care of that. Yes. $78.37 is what I have left to work with. And what do I want to do here? Right now, Christmas has a goal of $1,000, and I am 2/3 of the way there. But I do want to increase that because there are activities that I want to make sure I have money to do that weren't really included in the original budget of $1,000. And I want to make sure I have, money to buy decorations like our stockings and a tree when the time comes. So I am definitely going to increase this budget. I just don't know how much I want to make it. Okay, so all my focus on now categories are fully funded. Anniversary does not have a target goal. And then interest and fees, it's a focus on now because I want to pay as little interest and fees as possible. I want to try and keep that at 0, but that's why it's up there. There's no interest. I accidentally had $1.60 or something of interest last month, which I paid off. But I'm hoping that doesn't happen again. Maybe I should hide this. I'm going to hide this since I tried not to carry a balance on my credit cards. But anyways, so the anniversary category does not have a goal. I've just been sending money to it when I have a little bit of extra money in hopes of getting enough to treat my boyfriend to something or buy him a little something, probably treat him to something because he doesn't really care for things. So I think I'm just gonna send $28.37 to the anniversary category, leaving me with $50. Do I like that? I think I like it. Okay. And then the last $50, what do I want to do? Do I go into December, start funding that, or do I stay in November? I'll stay here. So plus 50. Yeah, I feel good about this because at some point this week, I want to really take a look at what my Christmas budget will be and change the goal amount so that YNAB gives me the most accurate amount that I need to save for each month. Let's see. So November is still underfunded by $568.25, and that's all rent, which I will take care of with my next paycheck. So I'm kind of like just on track there. It's exactly as I've expected. I would have loved to start taking care of some of this with my overtime money because I did have like $220 some in overtime funds, I guess. But obviously, these categories have to take priority right now because they are fast approaching. Our trip to Cancun is less than a month away, which means that Christmas is less than 2 months away, which is completely crazy. I haven't started buying anything yet, but obviously with it being October 27th, I still have plenty of time. I like to get these things done early, like Christmas shopping and all that, to get presents sent out as early as possible so that I know where I stand financially sooner rather than later. 7/16/67. I am thinking that I probably want my Christmas goal to be about $1,400. So we're still ways away. I don't see myself getting ahead on rent very soon. I'm really hoping that by the end of the year I can get ahead on my rent, like by a full month and not just by like half, because I'm like one paycheck ahead right now. So hopefully that can happen. Now, with it nearly being the end of the month, I think I will have some leftover money in some categories. As you can see, I have $1.80 here after paying my phone bill. I have a couple pennies over here. The big one though is dining out. So all of the money from my variable expenses category and then the few little bits from these bills, that's all money that if it doesn't get used, I am going to start funding December with, I think. Or maybe I guess I should just try to focus on getting November's rent covered, I guess is what I really should be doing. So in just a few days, when I close out October, I'll get that money transferred over. I'm going to try and keep this weekend as low spend as possible. It's Halloween weekend, but we really don't have any plans. We'll go out to eat one day. I think we're going to try and make a homemade pizza shaped like a ghost for one of the days. And then I'm hoping to go and do some leaf peeping, which is free. Obviously, it's just walking to the lake or to a park to check out the changing leaf colors. So really hopeful that I can keep this weekend low spend so that I can maximize the amount of money that I carry over into November or December. Anyways, thanks so much for joining me in today's video. If you haven't done so already, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe. Bye.